Kevin Haugen with more community comment.
Well, thank you very much, and welcome back into today's community comment. I'm your host, Kevin Haugen. This is our third segment this morning and our second group of guests here on our program today. With me here in this portion of community comments are members with Beaver Dam FFA here to talk about a plant sale that is happening here just shortly, getting underway here. Just, I believe tomorrow is the date that I feel like I remember that was given to me. So hopefully I'm remembering that correctly. But here down the row, I believe to my right, if again I'm remembering this correctly, is Kelsey. Then we have with us Colin, Liam, Brady, and then off camera, but hopefully joining us here in our fourth and final segment of community comment is Logan, here to talk about the Beaver Dam FFA plant sale. Thank you all so much for coming in on community comment today.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you.
All right, so I've been given a list of who is here to talk about what, so this is extremely helpful. So I'll just kind of work our way down the line here and discuss the details of this plant sale, which is getting underway again with the Beaver Dam FFA and Kelsey. I've been told you are the person I need to talk to when it comes to hours and prices. So what are the hours with this plant sale?
So we open up tomorrow, and our hours for Thursday and Friday are 8 to 5 p.m. On Saturday, we're open 9 to 2. And on Sunday, we have our something special from Wisconsin Pancake Breakfast, where we will also be selling plants. That starts at 9 and goes till 12:30. And plants will be available throughout the whole breakfast.
Fantastic. All right. So, again, those are the hours for the Beaver Dam FFA plant sale. Kelsey, are you the person I can ask to? Is this taking place at the high school, or where's the location of this plant sale again taking place?
Yes, our plant sale takes place in the greenhouse, which is back by the tennis courts and the football fields. Our something special from Wisconsin Pancake Breakfast will be taking place at the high school commons.
Fantastic. All right. So that is, again, the hours. And did we hit on the prices as some of the things that we want to discuss here? I don't want to move on if we didn't hit on that as well.
No, we have 4 packs, which are cell packs. They're $4. Our 3-inch round pots, which are perennials, are $3. Some of our other perennials are $4. And we have lettuce bowls that are $20, our premium hanging baskets, which are $20, and our platinum watering can hanging baskets are $25.
Fantastic. Again, we are discussing the Beaver Dam FFA plant sale here on Community Comment today. Moving on here, next in the row here is Colin, and you are the fertilizer expert, I believe?
Yep. Some of the things we do to fertilize our plants, we put a nitrogen, potassium, phosphate mixture on our plants, which is a slower fertilizer. Takes like 3 to 4 months to really use it all. And then we have Miracle Grow, which is a water-soluble fertilizer. We use that every 7 to 10 days. Put it on the plants, and it makes them sprout out real good.
Fantastic. And then here next, down the row is Liam discussing the flower options available.
Yes, we have dahlias, wavy petunias, regular petunias, wax begonias, osteosperm, pachoas, lantanas, coleus mix, some bedalias. Dianthus red is like one of them. Marigold Durango Outback mix, coleus wizard mix, snapdragon peach, Dusty Miller, Snapdragon Liberty Mix, Alyssum White, Impatient Pearl, Marigold Durango Flame, Coleus, Lobelia Blue, Petunia White, Solivia Red. And for some perennials, we got some Blanket Flowers, 4D Berry White, Soft Orange, some Speedwell Veronius, and some Pearl Island Mix.
Great. So quite a few options for members of the public to pick between for this plant sale. You guys did bring, if you're watching on Daily Dodge TV, you did bring in some flowers here. We have some on display here. If you're watching on Daily Dodge TV, are you guys able to tell me what do we have here in this pot?
Well, this is one of our premium hanging baskets. Petunias in there, some Bidens, and Verbenas.
Verbenas, all right, awesome. So this is one of the hanging baskets that will be on sale during the plant sale with Beaver Dam FFA, and again discussing just a lot of the flower options that we have with this plant sale. Another really important part of planting flowers and making sure that they're staying healthy is the pruning process, and that is Brady here is going to hit on that one.
So yeah, the pruning process, we try and keep the plants a wide spread and not let them grow too tall to where they can still be plantable and still look very good. Some of our challenges that we've faced with these are some viruses and pests that we may find along the growing process. Another one is airflow, which is kind of helping grow the plants and help kind of so that we don't overwater them and help keep the water aflow. Then sometimes what we do is we have tables in which they're a pump connected to the tables where we can flood the tables instead of watering them from like a water guarding hose from over the head. And then we've been about 3 months now we've been caring for these plants and they've been looking real good. We haven't had too many problems with many. They're all very colorful, and I mean right here we have a nice display of one that's come along really well. So
that's awesome, yeah, and it looks. As somebody doesn't have a green thumb myself, there's a lot of work does go into making sure that these plants sprout the way they do and grow, and we can see a lot of the fruit of the efforts here from Beaver Dam FFA in front of us here on Community Comment. Again, we are with members of the Beaver Dam FFA here on Community Comment discussing the plant sale that starts tomorrow at 8 a.m. in the greenhouse, and we do have to take a short break. More Community Comment is coming up next.
Silica for your home is
Kevin Haugen.
It is 10:46 on 95.3 WBEV Power Daily Dodge. Welcome back into today's Community Comment here. We are with members of Beaver Dam FFA over at the high school and to talk about their annual plant sale that is kicking off tomorrow at the greenhouse here in Beaver Dam. We covered hours, prices, the fertilizer they use, flower options available, the pruning techniques utilized to make sure that these flowers look nice and pretty for those stopping by and picking one up here over the next couple of days here in our first, technically our first segment with these guests, our third segment on joined here with Mackenzie Chitko. She is an advisor with the Beaver Dam FFA, as well as Logan, who I've been told will discuss the challenges. I'm assuming that is involving the challenges of making sure that these plants are growing and sprouting the way they want to. So that is where we will begin. I will ask Logan. He's going to have to hunch down a little bit to get in front of the mic to discuss this. So thank you. It's a little awkward with the amount of people that we got here this morning. But Logan, what are some of the challenges that the Beaver Dam FFA faced with planting and growing these flowers?
One of the challenges we had was some of the plants didn't grow at the rate we wanted. So we realized that the problem was we needed to give them more water, or it was the soil they were planted in. So most of our plants have been transplanted from little cell packs into larger pots to allow them to grow larger and flourish more.
Fantastic. Again, that's Logan discussing, again, some of the challenges. Obviously, if flowers were easy to plant and grow, everybody would be doing it. So it takes a little TLC to make sure that these flowers can grow and sprout the way you want them to. And would like to also focus here and discuss what the purpose of this annual sale is for. What the proceeds are utilized, and Mackenzie, what is the purpose of this plant sale?
Sure. So we run an agriculture department that in the fall we have a plant science class that focuses on the biology and the physical aspects of the plants. And then in spring we run this greenhouse management class. So the class goes out every single day, and since February we've had these plants in the greenhouse, and that's why these students are managing them every day. Each of them have about 4 to 5 types of baskets that they are in charge of. Their name is on them. That's how they get graded. And like Logan was saying, sometimes if you're absent, that can be a challenge to make sure that they're taken care of while you're gone. So the responsibility aspect of it, the kids are learning how to manage those things as well as the plants. Then they learn about marketing. Each of them had to make a Facebook post or an ad per se to utilize and take pictures of the flowers to market with them. And then when it comes to the actual shifts, every student has to participate in 2 different shifts for it. We provide lunch for them, which they love. Kids love donuts.
Who
That's
doesn't?
how we get them here. And so then the funding that we get or gain from the actual sale of the plants goes directly back to the kids, whether we're taking them to an apple orchard in fall. We took them to a maple syrup farm last year. We let them travel and experience what Wisconsin agriculture has to offer, and offering them different opportunities. Also, each student will get to pick a plant to take home, so that helps fund, obviously, for that. And then we also do different experiments along the way, and it helps fund things like our animal lab. Currently, we have a sow with 4 piglets in there. So everything goes back to the agriculture department and helps fund the kids in their endeavors.
Fantastic. Now, Beaver Dam FFA is essentially like an after school. It's a extracurricular activity. Is that how I'm understanding? Is that?
It's an extracurricular, but it's actually built into our agricultural classes and programs. So it's kind of a unique opportunity for students to be able to participate in different events. We have a bunch of leadership participation with Kelsey did wildlife identification last week at state. These kiddos did some horticulture or floriculture. Everything is involved directly with class, and then it's up to them on how much of the outside program they want to participate in.
Fantastic. Maybe this is a good chance to bring back the students here and ask them, what drew you to FFA and want to be a part of it? Kelsey, why did you want to be a part of FFA?
I wanted to be a part of FFA because I really like the agriculture industry. I grew up with it. It's just something I really cherish, and I plan on continuing my endeavors in agriculture.
That's what. Yeah. Usually, obviously, there's a post-graduate opportunity. When you go on to college, is that something you hope to continue if you go to college and continue your career and education in this aspect?
Yeah, I would like to take some classes focusing more on agronomy because I live on a family farm, and I look forward to taking that over someday.
Awesome, fantastic. Colin, what about you?
I was drawn to agriculture because I was born and raised outdoorsy. Love all the experiences you can get from the FFA and all the opportunities you can gain. So yeah.
Great. And Liam?
Yeah, same as him. Just grew up in the outdoors, and for work I do. I manage plants for farmers, so I go out scouting for people. So, just really interested in just like learning more about agriculture.
Right. Brady?
I've just been like them too, always kind of grown up in the outdoors, a lot of hunting, some fishing here and there, and just been really interested in kind of the outdoors aspect of life. And the FFA group, they give really good classes and courses on kind of the different aspects of what I've kind of been interested in, so it's always been real fun learning and kind of growing as also knowing what I've been kind of known.
Yeah, awesome. And Logan, what about yourself?
Watching something grow from nothing more than a pebble into a piece of life that can support others.
Yeah, it's really different perspectives and interests here that draw people to FFA. Does another interesting thing I want to ask? Obviously, you guys have spent a lot of time working on this, getting to this point and growing these flowers. Is there one particular flower that you think is the coolest? It was the hardest to grow. What stood out to you, each students here over the last 3 months during this process? And Logan, we'll work our way back again. Logan, we'll start with you. Anything that stood out to you during the last 3 months working on this project? Any flower that you think, oh, that looks really cool, or think that this was harder than I expected? Was there anything that stood out to you?
I guess it's our begonias, because the way we grew them was snipping buds off of a larger begonia. And we got to watch it grow from another plant into its own plant.
Fantastic. Brady, what about you?
I've been interested in a lot of those plants, but I think maybe something that I've kind of found more challenging, if anything, is the aspect of having to constantly keep watering, keep checking in, kind of just keep up to date, because, I mean, you miss one day on them and they can go from real nice and pretty to you walk back in the next day and they'll kind of be a little droopy and dead, sort of. It's kind of interesting on how plants work. It's definitely been a challenge to keep up with.
Yeah. Liam, how about you?
I would say probably the Coleus Wizard mix, because it's like a partially shaded plant, so you got to mix it from full sun to shade, and it's just hard just managing it. So.
Right. And Colin?
I would say definitely the petunias, because there's tons of different colors, there's like mixes, like shades of them. So that's probably one of the coolest. I think is going to probably sell out pretty fast here. So.
Awesome. Fantastic. And Kelsey?
I really like the dahlias, even though we had some struggles with them, but I've been mainly in charge of making sure they're getting their space and enough air that they're needing to finally sprout, and they're just a very beautiful plant.
Right. And Mackenzie, as an advisor and somebody who teaches agriculture there at the district, at the high school, what have you noticed from the students over the last couple of months too, as they've grown? And you mentioned there's a lot of responsibility that comes as part of this project. Just what have you caught and noticed over the last few months?
I think first and foremost, giving the kids the opportunity. We talk about choice and voice, and they were given the opportunity to give both. They got to pick the vegetables that we grew in the greenhouse. So we have some different ones that we've never had, like a Kentucky blue bean. Students wanted to grow that, so we have them. Because it's not just a fundraiser, it's an educational use. So we also have cucumbers, peppers, squash. Something cool and unique this year that we're trying is lettuce bowls. So it's a flower pot that kids grew lettuce in, so you can snip them, leave it on your kitchen window, and it will keep regenerating that lettuce. So the kids are really excited to see how that kind of goes over this year, because we've never done it in the past. And then I would say the leadership opportunity within it. Some students have definitely, like the ones that I brought with me today, have shown great leadership skills and understanding what daily tasks need to be accomplished, and they can kind of delegate them, but then also see, hey, somebody didn't water the cucumbers today. Somebody has to water the cucumbers today. Yeah. So it's a great opportunity. I enjoy watching them work with each other and kind of taking a step back until something happens and I need to take a step back in. So I love it.
Fantastic. And before we run out of time here on Community Comment, I think it's a good idea to just recap the time and the places that this plant sale is taking place. Kelsey, that is your area of expertise, so let's head back to you and just remind our listeners and viewers the time and when they can head out and visit this plant sale.
Yes, so reminding you that we open up tomorrow, 8 a.m. sharp to 5 p.m., along with Friday are the same hours. On Saturday, we're open from 9 to 2, and on Sunday, we're selling plants at our Something Special from Wisconsin breakfast, which starts at 8 a.m. and goes till 12:30. Fantastic.
And that breakfast is at the high school, I believe you mentioned, and the sale is happening at the greenhouse there over at the high school. So if you don't have any plans and you're looking at getting some flowers to be planted here this spring season, the next couple of days is a great opportunity to pick those up and support a good cause here with the Beaver Dam FFA. But we are running out of time here on Community Comments. Want to thank our guests here on the program today. To my right is Kelsey. To her right is Mackenzie Chitko, advisor with Beaver Dam FFA. Standing behind her is Colin. Then we have Liam, Brady, and then behind everyone here is Logan. I want to thank everyone again for coming on Community Comment today. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Yes.
And that will do it for today's Community Comment.
The